Okay, for 51, right, we want to multiply those, right? So let's write it. 5a to the negative 2, b to the third to the eighth, right, times 5a b to the negative 2 to the negative 6. Now, I find it's easier to leave all your negative exponents until the very end and then swap into the denominator. So this is power to power rule, right? So we have 5 to the 8th, right? And then a to the negative 2 to the 8th. That's a to the negative 16th, right? Negative 2 times 8. And then b to the third to the 8th. That's b to the 24th, right? Okay, now we're going to multiply that. 5 to the negative 6th. Again, I'm going to leave in exponential form until the end. A to the negative 6th, right? Power to power. And then b to the negative 2 to the negative 6. Negative 2 times negative 6 is positive 12. B to the 12th. Okay. Now the power rules say that when you multiply, you add the exponents. So 5 to the 8th, 5 to the negative 6, that gives me 5 squared. A to the negative 16th and a to the negative 6, that gives me a to the negative 22. B to the 24th, b to the 12th gives me b to the 36th power. Now, couple things. The negative exponent is not simplified, and the 5 squared is not simplified. So this is 25. The a to the negative 22nd becomes a to the 22nd in the denominator, and the b to the 36 is left like that. So if the textbook leaves it like this, it is incorrect. It's not simplified for two reasons. One, you cannot leave that. Negative exponents are unsimplified. And second, this is exponential form, and it doesn't say to write it in exponential form, right? Oh, actually, the question says rewrite with no parentheses and no fractions. Scrap that. That makes no sense to leave it in unsimplified form, right? Okay. And then it even says negative exponents are acceptable in your answer. No, they are never acceptable in your answer. So it's not nice to cross that out, but I'm crossing that out. Okay, B, we have 15x to the negative 5th y squared over 3x squared squared. That's 9x to the 4th, right? Power to power. 3 squared x squared squared times y to the negative 3rd. Okay, so we have 15 over 9, right? We'll reduce that later. Negative 5 minus 4, that gives me a negative 9. We subtract, right? And y squared minus negative 3, that's y to the 5th, right? 2 minus negative 3. So 15 over 9, let's reduce that. I have a common factor of 3, right? So that's 5/3. X to the negative 9 has to become x to the 9th in the denominator, and y to the 5th. This is the proper form. You can ignore whatever the book left because they leave it in unsimplified form with negative exponents, which is utterly ridiculous.